Hi, I'm Erin Jarek, and I'm one of the academic advisors for Civil and Architectural Engineering. And today I am going to give you a brief overview of the block diagram and how to read it. The block diagram is what we call this document, which is basically the four-year graduation plan for your degree. This is the civil engineering block diagram that I'm showing you today, but the architectural engineering block diagram is set up in the exact same way. And so this video is applicable to both majors. The block diagram shows what courses are required for your degree, but it also shows what classes you should be taking in which semester. This is the fall 2020 version of the civil engineering block diagram, and that's important because even if this curriculum changes again in the future, you will always follow the version of the block diagram that was in effect at the time that you joined the program. So you always want to make sure that you're looking at the correct version and not always just the newest one. So how this is set up is that each row is a semester, starting at the bottom and working up. And I will zoom in so you can see a little better. So within a semester, in this example, this is semester 5 out of 8 semesters. It's a fall semester and it has 15 total credits. And then each of these squares represents a class. So a common question that we get is everything on the block diagram required? And yes, everything is required. Another common question is, what about the blank squares? What goes there? And nothing goes there. You don't need to worry about the blank squares. We just didn't have anything to put in that space. So when you're looking at one of these courses, what we have listed is the course number, the number of credits, the course title, and then any registration restrictions that you need to be aware of. So in parentheses, we have the restrictions for each class. So this particular class, you need to be at least a junior to be able to take it. Where you have a course number in parentheses, that means that it's a course prerequisite. So in this example, CVEN 3313 is a prerequisite for this class, CVEN 3323. Other classes have co-requisites. So here we have this class. So APPM 1360 is a co-requisite for AREN 2110. And that means that those classes can be taken at the same time. Some classes have this hashtag, and that means that that course is only offered once per year. So if it's shown in a fall semester, that means that this class is only offered in the fall. And that's important to know for planning purposes. Another common question we get is regarding double counting. So if you are taking, for example, a Spanish minor, Spanish classes that you take that count toward your minor might also be able to count for something on the block diagram. So they would often fulfill this HSS, which stands for Humanities and Social Science Elective. So it's okay to double count classes between different programs. So one class can count towards your major and your minor, or towards two majors, etc. But you cannot double count classes within the same program. So if you're taking a class which is an approved writing course and also an approved HSS elective, you can't count it for both things. You need to choose one or the other. The block diagram can also be thought of as your roadmap to graduation, and it's really here to help you. If you follow this plan, starting in semester 1 and every semester you take the classes that are listed on the block diagram, first of all, we guarantee that you can graduate in 4 years. We also guarantee that you will not run into any time conflicts. So within a single line of the block diagram, we make sure that none of these classes conflict with each other. You also don't have to worry about running into any prerequisite issues because the block diagram is structured to avoid that. If you start deviating from the block diagram and you're taking classes that are on different lines, then that doesn't mean that you can't graduate in 4 years. It just means that we can't guarantee it. Some classes are really easy to move around and won't cause any problems, and other classes might cause problems if you try to move them around. And you can always talk to your academic advisor, and we can help explain any risks that you might be running into if you don't follow the block diagram exactly. Also, if you start taking classes on different lines of the block diagram, there's a good chance that you will eventually run into a time conflict where you need to take 2 classes and they're both offered at the same time, and that can affect your graduation plan. Make sure that you read the footnotes down here. So where we have asterisks, there will always be a footnote to give you more information that we couldn't fit into this little square. And a lot of times students will ask us questions that are listed right here. Page 2 of the block diagram talks about specialization within your major. So this one talks about areas of focus within civil engineering. The architectural engineering block diagram has similar information. Specialization really occurs mostly in your junior and senior year. So we will cover that in a different video. But one other thing to note is at the bottom of page 2, we give definitions for the various kinds of electives that are included on the block diagram. And again, we will cover those electives in more depth in a later video. I hope you found this helpful, and make sure to talk to your advisor if you have any questions.